Thank you to the Bending Saiyan for their generous donation on Patreon. If you would like to join them in their generosity, the link to my Patreon page is in the description.
We have got to get new promos. I'm serious. These are getting ridiculously old. Hi! Welcome to us bashing the own station we're on.
It's because this is our second to last show.
This is our second to last show. And they haven't kicked us off yet. And the Love and Lotion's going down.
Even though we shamelessly plug in our,
we're just
our
like,
new show.
We're not even shamely. We're shamelessly plugging in the fact that we're going to be at ECAB, Johnson County Community College.
So, when you said that, all I could think of was saying, and they also throw parties. Like, legit DJ parties, dollar drinks, free food.
Yeah, so we're going to have some fun at this news station, getting paid to have fun in ways that we never did here.
In ways the station could never satisfy our needs.
You can close the microphone, man. But yeah. I think it's your teeth whenever you... I don't know.
Got that stray hand gap that helps.
Yeah, I mean, your teeth have spaces in between them, and they're kind of small. You have small teeth. So anyway, because that's what we're talking about. Welcome to all of the above here. We're on Screw It. We're here with...
You know where you are.
We're here with us. That is me and Caleb. That's the only people that have ever been here, ever.
We don't need guests.
We don't need guests.
He is looking for something. Did our viewership drop like immediately? Is there only one man listening to us? Hello? Oh, so alone. Well, anyway, we got a lot to do. Not really. We could just sit here in silence, and that could be it. But we have at least 2 articles to talk about. We finally have a bunker buster. The question of the day is, what gets bigger the more you take away? Well, Jacob is clickety-clacking, doing something he should have done before the show. So weird. The silence. But, so we have a lot to do. He's just staring at me, watching me flounder.
I like that. Well, not the floundering. I meant I like just letting you do your thing for a little bit, you know?
Do my thing. I am the wall. You bounce things off.
You're the walrus.
The walrus.
Walrus.
I'm a warrior.
Anyway. There's no one on there. So yeah, we got a couple articles. He's asked the question. The answer will be at the end of the show. We got Epic Rap Battles of History, Who Won, the news segment that apparently that's the name of. And then Corruption of Obama.
All right.
And then at the very end we got the Bunk Buster.
We should probably only do maybe 2 scenes for Corruption of Obama.
We have 4 half-hour sections. They're not full half hours, more like 20, 15 minutes, but this one will be Thanksgiving recap.
Oh, yeah.
What we've been doing, just generally chatting, and then the next one would be Who Won, and then Corruption of Obama, and then the Bunker Buster. Where are the articles at?
Oh, right here.
Let's just do the articles instead of the general chat, because we've been chatting every show for the past 2 shows.
All right, this one, we'll start with some...
What's the articles, Caleb? Caleb, talk to me.
Oh, just like blaring. All right. Apparently, we've
Good job.
Debating forensics, folks.
4
years. Here's let's start with what happened with Sony. So over on
is
November 24th, where Sony was hacked by the Guardians of Peace,
Which many people speculate to be North Korean.
and because of Sony's unwillingness to kowtow to the demand to ban the
interview.
The interview.
Yeah, which if you don't know is a movie being made by Sony starring Seth Rogen and James Franco, in which the plot of the movie is them going to assassinate Kim Jong-un. Can we address how obviously this is okay, you all can't see it, but I am not moving. Most of the time when I'm talking, I just am flailing and all this kind of stuff. Right now, I am just looking at Caleb.
Have you ever seen an angry Italian man and scream? That's about what it looks like when he just normally talks here. It's just visual comedy.
Yeah.
Just for you folks.
Yeah. But anyway, it is so extremely obvious that this movie is screwed up and should not be shown. Like, what the hell are you guys thinking? If North Korea, a film company in North Korea, I don't know what they film in black and white, but if they got on their 4 millimeter film and showed a flicker of I'm not doing this any better of some North Korean stars, Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-2 coming to assassinate Obama, we'd be like, no. For if the stars were really called Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-2.
They're both the same person. One's just a chibi version.
Yeah.
It's a sidekick.
Yeah. So that would be screwed up the other way around. But anyway, what happened with Sony?
So apparently, Sony got hacked for passwords, financial information, movies.
Traditional stuff.
They got Guardians of Peace got 100 terabytes of information, and before or leaving, and they released the full release. People, we are not saying you should.
We are not condoning this.
We're just saying that you can.
You can illegally download a bunch, 5 movies?
5 coming up on 6.
Soon to be 6 movies.
Full download.
Full download for free.
Before they come out in theaters.
Before they come out, except for one, which was Fury.
Yeah.
Fury. Already came out in America. But what are the movies, Caleb?
Still Alice is Mr. Turner, the new Annie, and Fury, and the new one, and the one that has not been released but has been hinted at is To Write Love on Her Arms.
Yeah, so, to give context here, most of the best computers have about 1 to 2 terabyte hard drives. Those are the best ones on the market, usually. So 100 terabytes means they got to everybody. Like, oh my gosh, this is insane. And one of the movies they skipped was The Interview.
Yeah.
They did not release that one. That's why many people think that it is a North Korean faction doing this. Or, as a hypothesis from that I mentioned, was that it could be someone just trying to screw with North Korea, because that's a smart idea, because we're already not doing that by having The Interview be a thing to begin with, and have Franco and Seth Rogen on Twitter being jackasses and harassing North Korea. I mean, good God, people.
When their ambassador actually is quoted on saying that if it's released, it would be considered an act of war.
So, and I swear, if this is the reason why we go to war with North Korea,
like anything else, kind of fine with it, because I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen more than likely, but if this is the reason...
If my children have to read that movie...
A freaking Seth Rogen, James Franco flick.
Buddy flick gets us
into a freaking war. I mean, Oh my goodness, gravy. I will move to Canada.
I'm going the opposite. I'm going Mexico.
You're going to Mexico
Mexico.
because you look like a Mexican.
I don't have to look like a Mexican.
Why would you go to Mexico over Canada? Canada is awesome. I'm not saying Mexico's not awesome. I'm just saying Canada's like notoriously awesome.
Cheaper meds. It's many fun things to do in Mexico.
I don't need that many meds. I'll be fine.
I'll be fine. Out of
Yeah.
the two of us, who needs the meds?
Who needs that? Well,
That's arguable.
needs them, has them. Like, I've been adapting pretty well without them. Pretty much every time I take meds, something goes wrong. I lost 2 weeks of my life to meds. I've told you about that, right?
No.
In middle school.
Story time, children.
Yeah. In middle school, I was put on a antidepressant that the results of which I had to have been told because I don't remember any of this. Apparently, two big events to narrow things down. Otherwise, it was just general, like, quirky weirdness, which seems normal now, but and this was a few years after my stoning, but the result of which the first one was a lock-in to which I stayed up all night, which most people were asleep, so I was just in a big, huge gymnasium full of asleep preteens, just flipping out. And then we went to Walmart, me and my dad, and I was like drunk driving a cart through the aisles of Walmart. It was weird. But the biggest telling one was a quiz bowl, which I kind of miss. I miss quiz bowls because I like trivia now, but I didn't then.
It's called Trivial Pursuit. Another reason you're going to Canada.
Yeah.
It was made by Canadians.
I
if you don't
freaking
get that.
I freaking like Trivial Pursuit. No one wants to play it with me. But excuse me,
I
but
did a while back.
when?
We were on their laptops, and you were just randomly going between asking us questions.
Oh. Well, I mean like the game.
Ah.
Anyway, so the big thing was the quiz bowl, which while at the quiz bowl, apparently I was like super like drowsy, which is a weird when you were considering I was staying up all night at the thing. But I was like at the table asleep, like during a round. I got woken up because a question came up about a president, and you know that's a big thing for me. I woke up, someone shoving me like, dude, who was the president that was born in Illinois or something like? No, like where was Abraham Lincoln born? Which is Kentucky if you don't know, but he's hailed as the Illinois guy. Of course, Ronald Reagan was born in Illinois, but either way, so that was that. And then when I got home, I had to. My teacher was trying to yell at me about it, and and apparently I was acting like it was a military like tribunal or something. Like I was in trouble with like I called her captain, and I was like, I'll prepare myself for the brig or something. They sent me to the principal's office, and I went there, and she was the general. I was treating her like a freaking general. And again, this is me being...
You went from Navy to Army.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then on the way back, I was heading to the classroom to get my stuff to go to PE. Apparently, I like accosted one of my fellow students for like the blueprints. I don't know what the blueprints were for, but he was like, I don't have any blueprints. What do you want? I need the blueprints for the mission. What's the mission? Apparently the quiz bowl was like the mission I was sent on that I failed because I was sleeping. And then the final thing was on my way to P. I got my stuff, was heading upstairs, and I passed out on the stairs. They found me passed out, like blacked out on the stairs. And again, imagine...
You had to take that cyanide pill because you failed your mission.
2 weeks of that, essentially. I had to be told that this happened because I don't remember any of it. I just remember, like, okay, we're going to try this antidepressant. You just take one in the morning. Taking one, like a day later, it was 2 weeks from now. And I'm being told I did all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. It was crazy, man. But that's how I lost 2 weeks of my life to medication. So as far as who needs the most meds, I think I'm best without meds.
Woohoo!
So I'll be fine in Canada. That's the tie-in. That's
the tie.
The tie-in is explaining why I would be better in Canada than Mexico if this movie causes a war with North Korea. Wow. That's a stretch.
Plus, I'm a little farther from, they could go through Alaska.
Yeah, they could go through Alaska. And well, I mean, if you're in, Ontario? Is that the one that's like right above New York?
I think so.
It's either Ontario or Toronto. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Can I just have Newfoundland?
Newfoundland. Can you just have it?
I want it. Just, please.
What was that joke? We're starting someone was starting a Kickstarter to cause evil, and then they were like, if we get 200,000, we're invading Newfoundland. He was like, why Newfoundland? Because they're the only people who answered when I called the UN to say that we were invading.
There was another comic who was like, Canada should just invade a country.
No one will expect
No one will see it coming. They're just 200 years of silence and then attack Turkey. We're calling it chicken. Screw you, we're taking it. Anyway, so that's the tie-in.
That's the tie-in.
And this is in combination with Putin, who came out and said something recently, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, his State of the Union address. Well, probably not. What's it called? It looked like State of the Union address.
Close enough.
That's what it was called when I clicked
State of the Communion?
Yeah. He came out to talk about, here's some quotes, every time someone believes Russia has become too strong, independent, these instruments get applied immediately. He's talking about the sanctions. He's put on Russia. The West would have thought up some other excuse to contain Russia's growing possibilities. He's saying that they slipped into recession due to the sanctions. And he says, we are ready to take upon any challenge and win. He then employs extreme emotional language, saying that Crimea, which Moscow seized from the Ukraine in March, had a sacred significance, sacred, air quotes, quotes, for Russia, comparing it to Temple Mount in Jerusalem.
Oh my God. Literally. Wow. I didn't know about all that. All I was told was the headline. Basically, so we got a bunch of stuff going on. We're fighting with North Korea. Possibly something's going to happen there. I hope nothing's going to happen there. Like, it's one of those things like, really? Really? But
Putin seems like one of the guys who'd seize the day on if he started fighting North Korea.
He'd just be like, go in!
Speaking of that,
which is like what China did during the original Korean War.
Yeah.
We were fighting with North Korea, and then all of a sudden, China.
We were starting to win, and then China was just like, no.
Yeah, and so they just plowed through it, and then, yeah.
Now we have a DMZ.
What
was that? We were also saying that we were a bit afraid because if Putin lives a good, 50 years?
Yeah, 50 years.
Transhumanism might be a thing and he could become Mecha Putin.
Mecha Putin.
Immortal Mecha Putin.
Oh, God.
Right up there with Super Aryan Hitler.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is a anime about Mahjong. I'm not kidding.
That's a fun game.
Where the Prime Minister of Japan plays Mahjong against Mao Zedong, Bush, President Bush, and Bush Sr.
Yeah.
And Hitler, who then becomes a Super Saiyan, the Super Aryan Hitler.
Oh, man. I still remember back in the trailer, I had the trailer, meaning my hometown, We lived in a trailer, okay?
For half a second, I thought you were talking about like a movie trailer. Back in the trailer.
In the trailer we just watched. Remember that? Lived in a double wide trailer for 16 years. It was like 100 years old or something. But anyway, there was this old laptop that could not connect to the internet. It was the slowest thing ever. It was like a good that big, so like an inch and a half.
Thank you for clarifying for our
listeners. I was gonna say about an inch and a half thick. It was pretty big. The only thing you could do on it was play mahjong. It was a laptop, full-fledged laptop. Only could play mahjong on it. So literally, I had this mahjong machine, and it was pretty fun. I liked it. My mom got me into it, and then she left it, and I was like, well, dang. So, yeah.
We can go to Chinatown sometime.
Where's that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just, I know where the Chicago Chinatown is.
Yeah, because
that one.
Our first attempt to go to Chicago went so well.
Yeah.
Literally, we tried to go to Chicago, and then everything went wrong.
Everything.
Your dog, your mom, everything.
I lost a lot of money that week.
Yeah, it was just like, I'm worried to plan another one because if something goes wrong. Because they're like, okay, we're going to try it again, and then just, come on, the house. Who started that fire in the basement? Who's in the basement all the time? Jimmy. So, yeah. So, about music time, I guess.
Yeah. We should start that. We got through our things, food for thought, whatnot.
Yeah.
Little political rant on top of that.
Exactly.
Just sprinkled on
Just
top.
a little nice. So our first song is going to be Bob O'Reilly by The Who. It's a good song. Just nothing. Okay.
No, it's because we're being stared at.
Oh.
We were being stared at.
Oh, you should have told me. We're supposed to stare at people that stare at us.
I'm sorry, I blinked.
We're attentive fish in a barrel. Bowl.
Bowl.
We're going to do that one song, and then There and Back Again by The Legends.
All right.
Thank you all for listening to Cave Who Can Say in case he's still advertising 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This woman is on the phone. Talking on the phone. Like, whatever. He's walking around looking at it. I don't understand what it is. Okay, we're going to play something now. Thank you for going along with me on that one, Caleb.
You're welcome.
See y'all later. I'm Jacob.
I'm Caleb.
Yeah.
And this is all of the above. Come back.
Yeah, please.
We'll help you pass your finals.
Boo.
Oh.
Welcome back to all the above here on Kansas City. In case you're ready for that. Oh man, you can totally tell this is the end of the school year because we're just like nothing.
We're
just
tired.
We're tired. We're not saying the full intro anymore. You have to be on the website in order to watch it. Why would you need no? Okay, so here's more of who won. We'll try to go through them a little faster because I don't want to do this on the last show. I want the last show to be entirely just us being sentimental.
We'll play some music.
Yeah.
Not.
Everyone
lost season 4 from now on.
Wait, we got to get through season 3 first, man. Don't get too ahead of yourself. There's the Christmas special. Donald Trump versus Ebenezer Scrooge, including J.P. Morgan, Kanye West, and the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. Those are your contenders. Who won?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
You think Ebenezer Scrooge won?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Explain that, please, sir. Okay, we got to get through
Personal level, like him better.
Personal, but you just like him better?
Yeah, I don't know why. Their rap was along the same like wittiness, and it was good. I just generally don't like their like holiday ones, and so
yeah. I liked his portrayal. He seemed to be in character, but that didn't detract from his ability to rap, and so it was effective, I think, and so I'd say Scrooge won as well. Kyle is asking if I'm there. I am on the show, Kyle. You want us to talk to Kyle?
Sure.
Let's talk to Kyle.
Let's talk to Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. I'm calling him right now on Skype.
Oh yeah, because they can hear him. Over
Yeah. Let's call him. I think my system sounds are off. Hey, Kyle. Kyle. Yo, Kyle.
Oh, yo, Kyle.
I think my microphone is a bit... Oh, I see. My microphone's weird. Hi. My microphone setting's a bit off. We can't talk to him unless I have to end the call and I have to redo this. My microphone is set to be something completely different. Excuse me. Yeah.
Do you know what the scariest thing is?
What?
Who was it? Someone was calling me on Skype. I answered the thing too quickly, and then it didn't answer, but it kept playing the thing. And then they hung up on me, and the thing kept playing, and then it just came up on my phone. So 3 different versions of the call, of the Skype call, incoming call music was playing. I was just like, I know.
That's amazing, man. I don't know how to set my microphone. I'm screwed. Levels. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying.
We can try. I just don't mess with my microphone because
I have one that I plug into the computer, but it's just nothing.
I have one at home too, but it messed up my last computer, so I'm just like, no, I'm just going to use the onboard system because it works.
He's asking me if I have contact with Nate.
I do. Why?
I'm just saying I'm on the show. He's in a test. Shut up. And that's it.
Blah.
I'll type blah. Okay, it said I'm on the show. He's in a test. Shut up, blah. Okay. So that's an all for Kyle. So now that that's over,
Since we couldn't contact him.
he said, okay, if someone tells you you're busy to the point of don't talk to him, don't you start talking to him now.
I'm not. He called me.
He called you?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the channel.
It says I have a missed call at 5:32. It is
Yep.
5:34.
Yeah. Here's the channel. Let's listen to him. I also think there's something the channel wasn't on that might have been doing it.
What would this be?
What? I can't see it.
Speaker out, headphone.
That's speaker out.
All right.
We're going to call Kyle. We have to tell him right up front that this is on the air so he can't swear. I can hear it. Kyle. Kyle.
Ah.
Kyle.
Hello?
Kyle, you're on the air. Don't swear.
Hello?
You are on the air. Do not swear.
Okay.
You are on the air because this is the show and you're trying to contact us in the middle of the show.
So we decided to call you.
Yeah, because inconsiderate and stuff.
Plus, yeah, it's like second to last.
This
We
is
don't
our
got-
this is our second to last show.
Okay, well, you guys don't want me to call you during the show. I now know that you guys are on the show, so I told
You knew
okay.
that all along. you screw. You Montreal screw job.
Hey, I didn't know when you guys recorded.
Montreal, man. The reason why the sessions are at the time that they are is because we're on the show until 7. That's why we meet up at 8. You know this.
I just thought you guys just recorded then and then tried to do other things and then
No,
you
that's next semester. This semester they're live.
Oh.
Stupid. You already knew that. You're making excuses.
So say
Androgyny Jones.
Androgyny Jones. So say hi to the listeners, because you are on
Hola.
air.
You are we have the computer plugged in to the system. They can hear you.
Okay.
Say hi.
Ow!
What?
I did say hi.
What?
Exactly.
What?
But
Anyways, I
What?
let you guys that.
What?
You're peeking the
What?
speakers.
What? What?
Thank you. He just hung up on
Good.
us.
We're done with him. Give me the channel. Back to who won. I just stone cold Steve Austin his way out of our lives. Okay, so back.
Oh, by the way.
You're welcome. All right.
My ears are ringing.
Okay, so
Oh.
Scrooge won. Now Rick Grimes versus Walter White. You started the last one. I'll say this one. This one's kind of hard because I was like, oh, going into it, and then afterward I was like, oh. Like, I did a speech about this. I debated Breaking Bad versus Walking Dead. I said Breaking Bad won as a show versus The Walking Dead. Personally, I think they hit the mark better with Walter White. No. They hit the mark better with Rick Grimes. I didn't like how they did either one, really. I don't know. As far as who I think won this one, I may just have to go with. I'm probably going to have to go with Rick Grimes because his lines seem to have much more significance. Of course, this show in general has much more significance because it's life and death versus illegal or illegal. Breaking Bad has murder in it, certainly, but I don't know. The lines seem to just carry a bit more of a you're doing this drug thing, but I'm literally keeping everyone from death, bruh.
By killing people.
Yeah. So
I think, the kill count is shown on the show. Oh, it's like 5-1 on people killed by zombies to people killed by people.
yeah.
And Rick Grimes is right up there at the top of killing
Yeah.
people.
So my personal vote is Rick Grimes.
It's hard to say because I liked Breaking Bad much, much more than because this is gonna piss a few people off. At the end of, I haven't caught up with the new part of The Walking Dead. It has not stopped me from watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I liked the characters. I still liked the characters, and I did not wish death upon all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially you, Carl.
Carl, stay back.
Even like some of the hints that they wanted him to die in the show, like, all right, Carl, we're gonna teach you how to shoot with what? The loudest gun possible, a snub nose.
Yeah.
Literally used because it's loud to scare off people.
Yeah. All right. For the sake of going quick.
I'm going to have to go with it. I almost called him Bryan Cranston.
Walter White?
Walter White's. I did like his verses better, and I liked the character much better than Rick Grimes. But their portrayals were very accurate to the show. I have to say that.
Yeah, like as shows, I like Breaking Bad better. I just preferred Rick in this battle. Goku versus Superman.
Oh, the birds that will come. I don't know. It is my turn.
Yeah.
Both had pretty good points, like bashing each other's shows and whatnot. But I don't know. Epic Lloyd took it for me.
To Superman.
Yeah. Like, even if the roles were reversed, I think it's just the way he delivered his lines. Because it felt like it was a better delivery than what Ray William Johnson did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As much there were lines on both sides where I was like, ooh, and probably the biggest ooh line was the end one that Goku gave. I just can't stand Ray William Johnson's delivery. Especially like at the beginning when he's going Super Saiyan. Mm-hmm. It's like, like they didn't even try. The least they could do is get someone who kind of looked like him and then replaced his voice with the guy from Team 4-Star. That would have been better.
It would have also been hilarious.
I know. That would have been a lot better portrayal, I think. So while I dislike Superman as a character, I'll have to go with Superman in this battle.
I am glad for Ray William Johnson. He's branching out into movies.
Yeah.
He's
I hope he does something, good. For once. Stephen King.
oh
Stephen King versus Edgar Allan Poe. I believe I start this
I was
one.
gonna say I was a fan of equals 3. I started watching like way when it began.
I liked it earlier, not so much later. And then looking back on it, I'm not sure I was right
It
too.
was a good internet show for like 2006.
Stephen King versus Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, back when the standards were lower. Stephen King.
Oh.
Stephen King versus Edgar.
Just glance over at our ratings and just see that drop.
Stephen King versus Edgar Allan Poe. They went over the top as hell with Stephen King. But I don't know what it is about Watsky. They rely so much on him being fast that he really isn't expected to do much in the way of character portrayal. Although I will say this. The first line of his rap, and you'll see this if you watch the behind the scenes, is Poe's writing style was typically around a certain meter. And so for the first line of Watsky's Edgar Allan Poe, he used an alternate meter, kind of like instead of going on a certain syllable, he went on a different syllable with the same general idea. That's why the first part of it was chokey with a trokey, the hard syllables.
Mm-hmm.
That was intentional because that's along a certain meter. However, when it came to just overall substance, I really like the guy they have, portraying Stephen King as a performer, because he did Scrooge, he was Einstein, he was Doc Brown, he was all these characters. He does characters. This one, it was hard because
It's a person.
so that he was making a character out of a person.
Which from previous episodes does not work. So
Doesn't work out that well. While looking back on it, at the beginning of this, I was like, okay, for me, it was Stephen King at first. Now I'm not too confident in that choice. I don't know. I guess I'll have to go with Poe, because a lot of the portrayal aspect of it, there was less portrayal, more substance on Poe's side. But there was more portrayal than there was substance on King's side. It got to Poe a lot more as far as a diss is concerned, but it's hard because both of them had parts where they were just stopped by portrayal, where they just missed a whole set of lines. And we've gotten on people about that before, where they miss a whole set because they got to portray a thing. That while if you do it while it's necessary, it makes sense. If it's not, then it's not. This one's a tough call for me. What do you say?
With me, I don't know the name of the guy they got to. You said it earlier, but zoned out.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems that they rely way too heavily on him rapping fast.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he does, but that seemed to be more of the writers that did that than what he can do with it. It was a hard choice, but I felt that it was Stephen King. It was neck and neck for most of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the way that it was the rapping style, really, that won me over.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I said Poe, but mainly I asked you to go because I was unsure. I mean, they do rely a lot too much on his going fast. I mean, that was his thing, white kid rapping fast. That was Watsky's thing. That's how he skyrocketed into this fame. But I think I'll have to go with King, honestly. It's so hard that we could probably go into it a lot more, but we really don't have the time.
Nope.
Sir Isaac Newton versus Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson. Your turn.
Oh. This was actually one of my favorites.
Like that Weird Al.
Yeah. because just the energy he brought to it, and the dude that they got to do Bill Nye.
Bill Nye was nice, Peter.
Oh yeah, I suck at recognizing people.
Yeah.
I can do voices and whatnot.
And
Not
then they got
fairly well.
Charlie Tuna to play Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Hey, but the one that Neil deGrasse Tyson's one is the one that lost me, because they kind of went with, because I just didn't like his segment, and so it was neck and neck until they gave it over to him. So I'm going to have to say it was Sir Isaac Newton.
I felt a little more positively about Neil deGrasse Tyson's role. I think I liked it personally. There were a few lines where I was like, just like put the swag back in science. Like, no. But then when he proved the equation, when he was like, it's this, I thought that was cool. And I also just generally like his style. I mean, for a while, you heard me. I would just randomly just be sitting there, and then I'd be like, I'd just be doing it, and you'd be like, what are you doing? I'd just be mumbling or whatever. I liked it because it's low. But I am a bit biased here. But taking that bias out towards Weird Al, I still have to go with Sir Isaac Newton, because, I don't know, he just seemed to be, he owned it the entire time.
Yeah.
I personally felt that Bill Nye was the weakest part. That's just me. He just seemed to rely on one joke or one diss, was that Isaac Newton was unpopular or couldn't get with anyone. Like, for most of his first set, that was the first. You did this great thing, but no one liked you. But you did this great thing, but no one liked you. It's the same insult. I just can't get behind that. But Weird Al definitely won it for me. Obviously a bit switch, but for as far as Bill Nye and as Tyson, but I still think Isaac Newton won. George Washington versus William Wallace. Why are they promoting this one so much? I didn't like it. I did not like it. I did not think it was worth the hype. It's the one that they're promoting everywhere. It's the one that got them on Kids React. Or Elders React. I don't like it. I don't think it was that great. I really don't. I think it's supremely overrated. But everyone, I don't know. As far as who I think won, it's easy to say that Wallace seemed a bit more in control because he was a lot more like, blah, I'm better and blah. And then Washington, they put a lot of effort into his teeth. Like, Washington didn't just have wooden teeth. He had all kinds of screwed up teeth. But I don't know. I just didn't think this was a great one, personally. I really didn't. Yeah, I wouldn't choose a winner if I didn't have to, but I don't think it's worth a withdrawal. I'll go with William Wallace.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like it that much either. I didn't see why it was the one that did make it onto the Reacts to. Isn't it just the Reacts channel now?
Yeah.
Make it onto Reacts. But I would have to go with Washington more than Wallace. But I didn't like either of their raps.
I didn't either. You're pretty much just disagreeing with me for the sake of disagreeing.
Yeah. No, I actually did.
Yeah.
Like, lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
It was Washington.
Then the season 3 finale, the biggest one at that point, an 8-man rap battle. The Renaissance Artists versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The beginning of the end.
This one is, wow. This one is, your turn to go first.
And I think that was on air earlier when I don't like any of the new.
Well, let's get to this one first.
Season.
Let's get this one out first.
So, and this one, it should have been a flag because it was just, even having to choose. If I had to choose one, I have to choose one person.
One team.
One team?
Because they acted as a unit.
Okay. It's not like the Russian one where they were all kind of separate.
Exactly.
If I had to choose one team, it would have to be the Renaissance artists. Because, I don't know, they irritated me less.
Yeah. I mean, as far as, like, the Turtles are concerned,
They got the characters.
They
good.
got most of them.
Yeah.
They
chose.
butchered Raphael, though.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, I'm a cool but rude guy. That's the Easter Bunny. That's not, that's not Raphael. You don't make him sound like that. He's never sounded like that. He was always kind of down here, whatever. Even in the earlier stuff, his voice was kind of lower. It wasn't this low, but it was kind of like this. It was a little more gravelly. That was his voice. And they butchered Raphael. They wasted a lot of time with lame jokes. The artists were definitely bad, but they weren't near as bad, in my opinion. They acted more as a unit.
Which is funny because in life they kind of hated each other.
Smosh and Rhett and Link?
No.
The artists themselves.
The artists themselves.
Yeah. I mean, they had a little dance, and it was weird. It was just weird. But I would agree that the artists won. Now we're getting into season 4, the letdown season. As Caleb said before, this is the one where it was bad. The opening one is the first, I believe, 10-person rap battle where you had the Ghostbusters versus the Mythbusters and surprise appearance by the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Didn't we already do this one?
No.
A while back?
When
it first came out?
We started to go into it, but then we were like, well, we'll wait.
All right. If I had... I started the last one.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I had to choose one here, it's weird because I didn't like the Stay Puft one. I've never seen a Ghostbusters movie all the way through. I just welcomed a whole bunch of hate on that. I know it's bad. I really want to, and I've probably seen the whole movie several times, but in different parts.
Yeah.
One of those
We
things.
need to rent a bunch of... Because it's like the Karate Kid
Yeah,
you've never seen.
Yeah. We're
talking about the old Karate Kid, not the new one.
No. Jackie Chan can act, though.
He can act, but...
He can be dramatic.
Don't call it the Karate Kid if you're
teaching
teaching him
Kung Fu. Yeah.
For one.
What we need to do is we just need to have a weekend where we get mattresses in the basement, roll in a TV, and just marathon. Just go.
Okay, then. I was like, where the hell are you going with this?
We just tie each other up, and no.
Get mattresses in the basement, roll in the TV.
Set the cameras to record for hours. From what I've seen of the Ghostbusters, they brought in the Twinkie thing and it worked. I think they were. I probably would have to say the Ghostbusters because personally, I think for the Mythbusters they should have flipped the guys around.
Yeah.
I mean, Epic Lloyd can have the grumpy face. He has multiple times. He was Picasso, for crying out loud. You didn't even say you knew it. I didn't even think it was Epic Lloyd at first. I was like, no way. And, Nice Peter. Freaking Adam Savage is taller than, no, it's his name. Walrus.
The Walrus.
Oh, God, what is his name? Adam Savage, Jamie Hyneman. There. Thank you for the help, by the way.
The last time I saw a Mythbusters episode was in high school physics, and that was junior year.
But yeah, so I'd say Ghostbusters won because, quite frankly, the Mythbusters, they tried to rely too much on the gimmick. Their opening verse was cool because they were like, it doesn't work. They pretty much just said right off the bat that everything the Ghostbusters relies on doesn't work. But then the build team, and then
they kind of got neutered in the
they
second
screwed up. The Ghostbusters, while they were a bit lackluster, they acted as a unit. They had their own personalities, each individual, and they moved as a unit too. They moved like they were together. I don't know. There's just something about that makes sense. Carrie, the person they got to play Carrie, kind of looked like Carrie.
Yeah.
and Carrie's hot. Just your turn.
Your turn.
Go off of that.
Carrie is hot. I did like the joke. Just do the first thing that comes to mind, because I don't know if you've seen that part, but that's how the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man comes into the movie, is the ghost manifest into the first thing you think of, and that's what one dude thought of was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
But they seemed, as soon as the second verse hit, even not even the second verse, it was kind of waning in on the end of the first verse of the Mythbusters, was that they were kind of becoming like very neutered in their like reactions, and the Ghostbusters, they were synchronized, they had good jokes, but I really like it's definitely not my favorite season. I'm just gonna say this, but the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was my favorite.
Okay.
Zool.
All right, so quick question to you, Caleb. We have 3 battles left, but this segment is over as far as time is concerned. I wanted to ask, do you want to keep doing Corruption of Obama on the air?
We should probably move it, just move it to the YouTube. The YouTube.
Starting today?
Yeah.
You don't want to do it?
I do, but I think we should really get people in on this.
Yeah,
Is with voices and whatnot, because we already have volunteers.
Yeah, we have people who are like, I need to be there.
James did finally listen to it.
Oh, I thought he already had, but cool.
It was.
What did he think? Yes, people, we see you too. Hello.
He thought it was.
How are you today?
Thought it was hilarious, and he could kind of get why you thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
But so we got at least 3 people, if I remember right, to wanting to do enemy voices.
Yeah. Quick promo.
Oh.
Okay, we're back.
We're back. We contractually obligated to do that.
Yeah.
Well, he is. I don't know if I am.
Yeah, you are.
I am.
Mhm.
It was in that one sheet
Yeah.
that I had to sign.
One thing. All right.
We're going through human resources at another radio station. We just signed a piece of paper.
Yeah. Okay, so this next thing. So do you want to just finish this?
Yeah, we should.
We only got 3 battles left. Bonnie and Clyde versus Romeo and Juliet. Your turn.
Bonnie and Clyde. Reason was Romeo and Juliet just annoyed me to no end. I'm glad they're dead.
Well, Bonnie and Clyde died at the end too.
Yeah, but I knew that.
Yeah.
It was I was just waiting, they get shot, you're gonna do it. That's why you did this. Come on. But some of the things they got, that kind of annoyed me, like the props, like the bar that they relied heavily on was not a thing when Bonnie and Clyde were around.
There you come again. Don't you look at me. Don't you look. I don't look. I look at you. Ooh, I like what I see. The douche douche. Loco coracha. Mamma mia. A paparina. A sister making a diarrhea.
Racist.
Whoa!
Or whatever. Against Italians.
No! That's a quote.
From what?
Game Grumps.
So I'm not the one in
Yeah.
trouble. Parlay.
Blame the Jewish guy on Game Grumps. I could just call him by his name, but no.
Nope.
What, you want me to say Danny Sexbang on the air? I'll say it. So Daniel Sexbang.
I feel like there
So
should
Bonnie and Clyde then.
So Bonnie and Clyde then. And it's just they made jokes that were not of when they were lived and died. And I just
I pretty much have to agree with everything you said. So moving on.
we're historical nerds if you haven't gotten that.
Thor versus Zeus. I really wish that you were going first on this one because I have a feeling you have some anthology, mythology, zoocology thing.
Zoocology.
I know that's not the right word, but whatever.
Well, maybe he did turn into a lot of animals
It's
to
zoology.
try to sex up
I
people.
really want you to go first on this one because I want to see how much you pointed out.
I'm going to admit, I watched it late and I was just like, no. First verse, I was just like, nope.
Have you seen it all the way through?
No, I have not.
Oh.
But something I have to point out, they're making fun of these people. People still worship these gods. That is a thing. People still pray to Thor and people still pray to Zeus. So it's kind of insensitive to make fun of them.
Yeah.
In this kind of way. But it's just, you have to be culturally sensitive. It sounds so PC when I say it like that.
Especially coming from you.
Yes. There's things I will do and things I will not do, and I try to avoid the landmine-filled area that is religion.
Yeah. I will say that. You do stay away from that.
And because people believe in this. This is what they have faith in what they want to believe.
Yeah.
And that is okay.
Yeah.
And making fun of it is mean to a level that you should not go.
The thing that people are willing to believe is true despite only being based essentially on faith, which is the evidence of things unseen. If someone's willing to believe in that to the point of making a daily or lifelong routine out of it and a cornerstone of their beliefs and practices, that is something you don't screw with. Because that is something at a person's core. If it's something like a Sunday morning Christian, you can...
Fair weather is people are okay to make fun of.
Yeah, but for people whose cornerstone it is to be... what are they doing? They just keep walking back and forth.
I don't know, but anyone who still... I believe there is a church nearby in Missouri, if I remember right, that is Greek. I don't know what they call it, but believes in the Greek pathos. But if you still believe, those religions were considered dead for a long ass time. If you still believe in that, that is a core thing. You are not a fair weather person.
Exactly. So, I guess... Oh, they made it out of Legos.
Yay.
I don't know. I mean, it's...
Especially that. It was like, you're going to betray someone's god. Don't demean it with...
Lego. I mean, it was decent effects, I guess. Like, it wasn't horrible as far as effects are concerned. I won't diss that. But that is a huge red flag as far as it's concerned. I'm almost willing to say just stand by.
Yeah.
Just done.
Withdraw.
Okay, and then the last one, the one that Caleb only saw today, I will go ahead and start this one because I made you start the last one. Jack the Ripper versus Hannibal Lecter. And I already know your answer because you said it. And personally, I have to agree with you. He said that Hannibal Lecter won, and the reason... I don't know what your reasoning is, but my reasoning is that Jack the Ripper... you can do a lot with because
no one really knows.
Exactly. The only thing we know is a mythos designed to justify the unjustifiable. It is a legend. We don't know who it was. We don't know anything about that person. And it was a person made to tie together a bunch of horrific deaths. Like, that obviously seemed connected, whatever. But my point is that since he was never caught, and that was referenced, you can do a whole lot with it. but they mentioned it like once.
Yeah.
They said, "I'm real." No, you're not. You, Jack the Ripper, are not. The person who did it, or persons, could have been. No, you are not real. The people behind your legend are real. The people who invented your legend is real. Hannibal Lecter lives more than in the pages of a novel, is in film, multiple films, and is
TV shows.
Yeah, created a mythos behind this act that is more. He represents more than just a character, and I think they got that across a little bit, like that they didn't rely just on
Silence of the Lamb jokes. They made like
one. You won at the
one
end.
obvious one, which well, two then. One very obvious one if you've seen the movie, which is
Nice Chianti.
Nice Chianti's one, but he made a Buffalo Bill reference. And which was he puts the lotion on its skin.
Yeah. Okay, and then there was the one at the end where this lamb has been silenced. Yeah, that was like
he made like 3 that maybe lasted half a second.
Yeah. So
I did like it was Dan Bull. Correct?
It was Dan Bull.
I did like his rapping style though.
I mean, they definitely got across that he was British, but
and a nod to Dan Bull's. He's starting to do horrorcore or raps. He did a Bible one earlier. Or this
earlier.
I don't know if it was his last video.
But yeah, so we pretty much agree that Hannibal Lecter won.
Because even this sounds weird. Hannibal Lecter seems like a much more terrifying presence.
Yeah.
Than Jack the Ripper.
I mean, one core thing about Hannibal Lecter is that he's always in the know. He can be locked up and still get at you. He can. I mean, the first time you see him in Silence of the Lambs, where he's just like standing there waiting for, like he could smell her coming down the hall. That's pretty unnerving. Now, I personally think he was a little more scary in, what is it, Red Dawn? Is that not Red Dawn?
That's about
sorry, I'm
communists.
Different. What?
Hannibal?
No, God no. With the brain and the spoon thing, no. What's the other one where he was there with what's the other one? The one in between them, I think.
Silence of the Lambs and Silence of the Lambs is the first movie.
Yeah, that's the one with Jodie Foster. There was another one.
I believe I know what you're talking about.
I gotta check this. Hannibal Lecter. Gonna go. Red Dragon. I know it was Red something. I thought he was better in Red Dragon because there seemed to be a much more back and forth between him and the main character. But he's like a bajillion years old in that one. That's a bit distracting. But in Silence of the Lambs, Jodie Foster pretty much just goes along like this frightened awe thing, and while that
it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think Buffalo Bill was scarier than Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs because he seemed like a real life serial killer, but in Red Dragon, he hates the main character in that one. He freaking wants to get that guy. In Silence of the Lambs, I mean, people can argue it's scarier. It's worse when a madman loves you as opposed to hates you. So I can see both. And I don't hate Silence of the Lambs by any means in the word, but I'd say that Hannibal Lecter as a character is a bit more terrifying because it's that idea of you think you know what's going on, but he knows more. He knows better. Yeah, he knows how to get at you no matter what, and it's pretty. What are you laughing at?
Just the way you described it. Difference between temp and artium. What's going on?
Or like Temp thinks he knows what's happening, and our team knows what's up. What
The sane man and the madman who knows more.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. So that's the thing about Hannibal Lecter, I guess.
This is going to sound super weird. I saw Silence of the Lambs when I was super young.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, I believe, got it rented it, and I watched it, and it terrified me because it kind of reminded me of the stories I heard of my grandpa Johnson, who was a big man. It's the screaming. Silence is scarier than screaming, in sort of mentality. And from what I've heard and seen, Hannibal Lecter looks like the man who, instead of screaming at you, would sit there silently and just stare at you.
Yeah.
Which is what my grandfather also did when he would bite his thumb and just stare at you, and you knew you were going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And in that respect, he's scarier than Buffalo Bill. I don't know. Something about Buffalo Bill, though, just seemed a bit more...
Yeah, it was... I think it was because he was out. Like, Hannibal Lecter had to be a bit more tamed.
Yeah, because he was on the inside. And, of course, in Red Dragon, he got out, but...
Yeah, it was like, when he ripped the dude's face off to escape, it was like, kind of put him over the edge for me on Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
It's like, because we didn't see Buffalo Bill do crap like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so... But yeah, so that's where you get... We've just been talking... This is Hannibal Lecter Show.
Hannibal Lecter Show. So...
the Hannibal Lecter... So, Mr. Lecter, what'd you eat for breakfast, brains? Ah! I see what you did there, referencing your movie, right? No.
Scrambled brains.
Where'd the guy at the door go?
Oh yeah, if you're still following this show.
If you're following the lore, have we escaped from hell yet?
Probably.
We will after the next show.
We will. We'll transcend.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Then our sweet savior came down.
Our sweet savior, ECAV.
We should probably learn our station manager's name.
I know my station manager. I'm friends with her on Facebook.
So am I, but I just don't remember her name. It was long and it had a lot of syllables.
I don't know how to pronounce her first name. It's like Michael with an A at the end. Michela, Michaela. I feel really bad because I'm getting it horribly wrong. I honestly don't know how to say it.
I want to say Mikhail.
Well, maybe if she's there tomorrow, we can see if she's.
We can ask.
I can like. Email.
How do you pronounce your name?
No, I mean like to meet up because you wanted to meet up there.
Yeah, because we haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, and we need to get a run through of the system before we start, doing it, because it's completely different than how it's done here. First of all, it's not live. Second of all, it's completely different for the systems and the setup. Everything's different.
Everything's professional and whatnot. It's scary.
Yeah.
Soundproof rooms.
Yeah.
Rooms being a new one, and no one can stare at us.
Yeah. Unless we want them to. Or if we're in the other room.
Scary.
That you want man.
No, we predominantly do the staring because the windows for the ECAV overlook the cafeteria on both sides.
Well, we can.
So we'd just be standing there, just staring at people.
We can, but we couldn't be on the air and do that though because the microphones are on one side of the room and the windows on the other.
Just shouting.
Just
Hey! Those fish sticks! Fish sticks time!
All right. I think isn't it time to go to music?
we could. I think that'd probably be the best.
Yes. Let us go to music.
Yeah. I'm gonna play 3 songs for you now. I'm gonna play a song for you now. Gonna play a song.
It's so weird. I'm not used. Like any conversation, normally can just listen to you, but on the radio, it just feels weird not having the headsets on.
Yeah, I know, right? You need to have me in the ear. You want me all up in your... Bet you didn't feel me licking your ear now.
Also, the rooms are smaller, so we're going to literally just be sitting next to each other.
Yeah, well, there's a little table.
Yeah. Be like this, but I'd be here.
Yeah, and I think that'd be better
Moving
because
like a foot
that
over.
way I can rub your face and twiddle your earlobe.
You're giving them a weird version
No,
of us.
I'm trying to, because I don't want them to know us for what we really are. Okay, so I'm gonna play.
Vampires?
Apparently, I'm gonna play for you. Trojans, by Atlas Genius. Then I'm gonna play. What?
I'm stretching.
Oh, I thought you were like, oh.
No, I'm stretching my back.
Then I'm gonna play. Then I'm gonna play. Video Killed the Radio Star by The Buggles. Then I'm gonna play the Kiri Forest theme by Smooth McGroove.
The Carrie Forest theme. I half expected, just because it's just on my iPod. It's definitely I don't think you would have it on there, but my iPod goes from The Buggles to Dead Man Wonderland theme. So it goes from video to I'm your dead man. Just heavy metal, just right after that, and it's just amazing. And I half expected you to do that, just like heavy metal right there.
You want me to?
Yes, put some Rammstein as the last one.
Well, I'll do 4 songs because I really want to play that. I'll come up with something. How about that? Surprise song.
It's a surprise.
So we'll get Trojans by Atlas Genius, and then Video Killed the Radio Star by The Buggles, and then a mystery tune, and then Zelda Ocarina of Time Kira Forest theme by Smooth McGroove.
Smooth McGroove, man. Hey, see you later. That's Jacob. I'm Caleb. I love you. We love you. Don't leave us. Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it is time for.
Like I cut you in halfway through your sentence.
Yeah.
Okay. Ow. Okay. All right. Here we go. For the first time in weeks, the Bunker Buster. Let me. Oh! I'm breaking things. I'm breaking it.
Damn it, Jacob.
That was you. All right.
All right, people, Jacob.
So I'm gonna paraphrase these.
All right.
Oh, I thought.
I'm not gonna look at you.
I thought something was on my screen, but it's just a button on the screen I'm on.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So here's the first one. Someone out of Stockholm was imprisoned for smuggling, but for 9 months of his 1-year term in jail, he had his friend come in and serve it for him. They only found out when the friend was released, and they realized that they had the wrong person. That's your first one, Stockholm, Sweden. The second story, do you have any thoughts on the first one, by the way?
Continue.
Okay. The next story is that of, let's see here, that of someone who, why am I touching my screen? It is not a touch screen. I'm touching my screen. It's because there's stuff on it. I don't like stuff on my screen. Have you seen my screen? It is dirty.
Then clean it later.
Okay, sorry. I'm horrible.
it later.
Sorry, I'm horribly distracted. Okay, the story is of someone who called many fast food places, and also Applebee's, not fast food. Someone who called there at multiple different locations and claimed that they were a police officer, and instructed managers to pick out choice female employees to do strip searches in order to convict them of smuggling. I'm going with the smuggling thing on this one.
The second one's true.
Second one's true?
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
You know that's a fact.
They've made a movie about it. It
Mhm.
happened in the 90s. Someone called, pretending to be a police officer, saying that that one of the employees, who happened to be a woman, was was under investigation, and they asked the managers to strip them down and interrogate them.
Mm-hmm. Wrong. I said smuggling. It was for thievery. It did happen. Everything you said was right, but the thing where they were under investigation for thievery, not smuggling.
Meh.
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 The first one happened too.
Yeah.
We don't have any punishments, and that one's not really punishment worthy.
Because both of them were true.
Both of them were true. Well,
I changed one. I changed what they did. That's all.
That you pulled it on me before. I pulled it on you before.
Who fired the first shot? I have no idea.
I do. It was you. I don't know. All I know is that because we have no actual consequences anymore, not a real big deal. But good job on knowing that. I did not actually know about it until general psychology class. Which I will point out, that teacher is annoying. I don't care.
Speaking of smuggling, after that, go on.
I was about to go on a rant about my teacher. What do you?
And then I cut you off.
But
this is just because it's hilarious. If you'll indulge my sidebar.
Sure, but I'm coming back to this.
I do not care. This is just hilarious. Two Canadian women were arrested by the FBI in Seattle for smuggling. Smuggling what, you might ask, is the hilarious part. They were smuggling Kinder eggs. They were arrested by the FBI and are being put on and being sent back for smuggling charges. Is into smuggling they were arrested with 600,000 Kinder eggs smuggling into the United States.
I was imagining like 2 or 3.
Nope. It was a smuggling ring.
That's why I was like, when you said it, I was like, really? My face was like, really? And then you said 60,000, 600,000?
It was either 600,000 or 60,000.
And then I was like, oh. Oh. That's pretty big, despite the subject matter. Okay, did not see that one coming. All I was gonna say about my teacher was that she's the same person who like, we're talking about biases. He's like, what bias is it that when you see someone in all black that you would assume that they're a Satan worshiper?
What?
Yeah,
I'd go heavy metal fan before a Satan worshiper.
She has said multiple things like that, like just horribly like. She even went in on religion. One thing that we mentioned earlier is, but she described religious people as sheeple. Like, I've heard the term before, but you can say there are certain members, like we mentioned the Fae or whether or they're like Sunday morning Christians, whatever. But she just said religious people or sheeple. All of them. All of them.
That's how you get stabbed.
Yeah.
Not even by a religious person, just in general.
Yeah. I am not. Her class and one other class are the only classes I have finals in. And I'm fairly certain I'm going to fail the final because all of her word problems, all of the ones that have like a huge example, a story example, it's the problem I was worried about going into this. Is like, I know there are ways you can teach psychology where it's not interpretation. You can lead things up to literal textbook definitions because there are. But it takes a certain ability to do so, because if you leave something wide open and you say someone who's exhibiting mood swings is automatically bipolar, no. Especially when one of the options is going through a tough time. Or not, what was it? It was mild depression. One of the options was mild depression. There were other options, and it was like bipolar.
This is how you get your license takeaway. I'm giving you.
She's not even a licensed professional. She is a grad student teaching general psychology.
Odd. Generally, they get someone a bit higher to teach the introductory course.
You'd think.
Courses.
Especially since grad students are trying to work towards a master's in a specific area, and hers, as I've heard many, many times, is on the subject of eating disorders. And as a fat person, you just love to hear some skinny white person talking about eating disorders and how fatty foods make you stupid and all this other stuff and how easy it is to exercise. Oh, no, just go on and on. I'm not looking forward to our final. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. You can hear me. I can see you when you're sleeping. Caleb. Your microphone isn't up all the way, so you can't. Back away if you. What's Caleb? What was the question? I forgot.
You said something about watching me sleep.
What was the question?
Oh, the question was, what gets bigger the more you take away?
You gotta speak a little more.
What gets bigger the more you take away?
How about actually speaking more instead of just getting closer to the microphone?
No.
Okay, so what gets bigger the more you take away? What is the answer, Caleb?
A hole.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny, Caleb.
For those who couldn't hear me, because I don't like to pronunciate when I get close to this thing when it's up.
A hole. Not how I'm describing you. That's the answer.
That is the answer.
Well, who's the answer?
The answer is a hole in the ground.
Hole in the ground. I do have a lame joke, I will say. Who's the one I told you? Should we save it for next week's question?
Nah, let's say it now.
Right now. What do you call a cow who is laying down?
I don't know.
Ground beef. Oh my God, that's funny.
Smashing.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. What do you want to do now, Caleb? Well. Want to see a pencil disappear?
I think we should petition to get Professor Lecter to teach your psychology class.
That would be interesting. I'm not doing a Joker impersonation. I'm
Clarice.
Clary.
How the lamb stopped screaming.
I think it's time to end the show.
Let's go to music.
All right. For those of you who have been paying attention, next week will be our last show.
And we will miss you terribly.
Yeah,
You should follow us.
you should.
It would make us happy.
That's my answer.
Just the wind blowing.
Yeah, so we'll go into more details in the next show, but anyway.
Next show will be telling you, will most likely be just what's going to happen, where we're going, how to get there,
Yep.
follow us, and music.
And a whole lot of sentimentality.
It's a clip show, people, without the clips.
Yeah. It's a cheap clip show where we just talk. Thank you all for watching here on Watching.
Thank you all for listening here on KRU, UMKC, Missouri of Kansas City.
You didn't even say the station name.
I don't have to. You know what you're listening to, and that's all of the above, and that's all that matters, baby.
I'm going to go with it. I'm Jacob.
I'm Caleb.
I should probably introduce the songs before we go.
No, all of them surprises.
All of them surprises?
All of them surprises.
I legally have to introduce them.
Oh, what about the last one that you didn't introduce?
Oh, yeah, I should do that. This War is Ours by people. By Guillotine 2. Okay. Left-Handed Woman by the Statler Brothers.
Woman.
Lincoln, no. Louis Prima and his orchestra with Keely Smith. La Bega da Figure.
La Bega da Vega.
Love Isn't Always on Time by Foreigner. That's all. Thank you. Bye.
Have a nice night, y'all.
Sleep good.
Have a nice day.